right, welcome everyone to Friday Night Live. How is everyone doing? It is a chilly evening here in west central Wisconsin, but we're still outside. It's looking like we might get a little rain, but probably won't. Hopefully we won't. So good evening everyone. Welcome again to Friday Night Live. Let's kick off the live stream like we always do. I see the chat is flying by. Oh boy, it could be a wild night. So glad you're here, glad you're tuning in. Grab your cup, raise it up. Doesn't matter what's in it. Cheers, everyone. Tim and Old Sauce, how are you doing, my friend? Sorry about last week, once again. It's just that I got my phone occupied during the live stream here. Actually, speaking of which, I have to bring in the fire cam. But the fire cam is not on the fire. So we need to change that. Hang on one second, everyone. Ooh. Oh. Look at those. That toasty fire keeping those toes warm.
Oh, you can see my feet.
That's all right. We are going to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, we've got a nice fire going tonight. No. If we can see your feet, that's all right. We won't judge your socks. Oh, all right. So, who do we all have in here? Let's see what is going on. Yeah, so the beast is sitting over across the pond there. And I just saw a question about something about it looks brand new. I have not James, my friend. Yeah, I have not been I have not had much time. This week the weather's been a little crappy. It's been raining and I have to get things like organized and figured out for sure where everything's going, but I will be using it tomorrow. I just may not be using the splitter end of it. I might just be using the conveyor end of it tomorrow. So you'll see that hopefully on Sunday. Yeah, it's just been it's been a busy week. I'm also, I'm still getting used to it. It's still it is something. So wanted to give a quick shout out to all of you who made it out to the I think it's the Northeastern Loggers Expo out in Maine. I know Joe, Ohio Woodburners out there, along with Bob Nelson, Metz Machines, Wolf Ridge, Chris and the boys are out there. Andrew's not there, but Easton Maid's out there. So everyone, if you're out there in Maine, enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy the show today. If you're heading there tomorrow, enjoy the show tomorrow. Chandler Firewood. I do have the one video I did last week did show me running the 37D for a little bit. But like I said, I've just got to get things kind of figured out and dialed in, and it's a process. It's like a whole new it's just different. I will say that I did run a little oak through that box wedge the other day, and oh my goodness, what a difference it makes with like nice, decent wood. I was running some ash, and I don't know what it is. Like the ash that we have, I think it's green. Is it green ash? Maybe, I don't know. But the ash was stringy and knotty, and it's not good. It was knotty. It was knotty and not good. Ralph Carnegie, how are you doing? There's WD-30. If you didn't see WD-30, made a guest appearance over on Firewood at the Furnace's channel this past week. Around the yard. How's it going with Babe? The blue ox up there. Yes, I did have everything tarped. I had everything covered. Like I said, We had rain, was it yesterday? I think last night. So it was, I did have it under a tarp. And like I said, tomorrow, the things that I had planned to do and get done, I might end up just using the conveyor end of it. So I'll let your imagination run on what I might need to be doing here in the back 40 wood yard. But that's kind of the cool thing about that is you can run the conveyor separate from the splitter. And so, it's if you want to move a conveyor around, it might be a little easier without having the whole splitter end attached to it, but it's still pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. And how it all folds up and sets up, that is very cool as well. So I'll be, like I said, hopefully showing that. Naughty, Robert. Naughty, not knobby. Oh, I don't have. Yeah, I still haven't stocked the bar up out here. But I did see just a second ago, we did have a couple coins that came falling down. And so, since there were 2 coins, let's bring out the 2 ladies. We have Circle B MN, Minnesota. Have a great weekend. Orange and blue. Thank you very much. And then Mr. WD30 himself. Yeehaw! Let's get in the night going strong. Amanda included. Oh, that means you got to raise your glass up too. All right, thank you. Circle B, Minnesota, and WD30. Cheers. Yeah, we are underway. Hey, Bill Irwin. I just saw your name fly by as I caught up here. TC Outdoors, how are you doing? Len's keeping busy. Todd's outside again. Good evening. And there's John Edwards as well. Just giving a couple quick little shout outs here as I'm scrolling to catch up on the chat. Trav Billy with a question. And this, if you do have a question, it helps to throw a Q or a few, like 4 in front of it. Did you file a Firewood business and tie it into your YouTube channel so everything is a write-off? Yeah, so I do have an LLC that incorporates everything. So it's I guess the YouTube is the major part of it, and then the Firewood as well. Everything falls under the LLC. John Edwards says, not liking the humidity in Louisiana. Oh, yeah, we'll keep it down there. Don't send it up here. Although, like I said, it's cooled off. I think it's going to be down into the mid 40s. Arnie, I see this. What is my subscription status right now? It is subscribed for life. For life. Just like the NWO. Mountaintop Outdoors. Penny and Jeff, how are you doing? Dion from New Mexico. Watching over on Facebook. Been a while since I've been here, buddy. Well, thanks for tuning in. Glad you are here. Hey, and there is another coin falling in the cup from our good friends. Oh, wait, come back here. At York Firewood. Cheers for a great night. Chat time. Thank you very much. Cheers. So I know, Rusty, checking in from Connecticut. Good evening. Mark is wondering about the lights. No, they were they are the lights that I always use. It's just that I can set the colors to whatever I want. So they can either be randomly rotating, or I can change them to pink and purple, blue and orange, red and white. It doesn't matter. Hey, Larry and Robin, how are you doing? Lloyd is watching down in Iowa. Derek Stuff from the chilly Adirondacks. Oh yeah, it's I don't know what it is. It is it's cooling off, but tomorrow is supposed to be nice. Sunny, 70. But we'll see. John Edwards wants to know, do you have another stringer of lights this week? I'm not sure what that means. Oh! To put on the fire. Maybe that's what... I don't... Oh! Do you think this would be enough? I have a few. I don't know if we'll throw those all in.
No, I don't want to breathe that.
Yeah, Amanda doesn't like breathing the toxic fumes from melting the plastic.
I need a little at a time.
Uh-oh, we've got some coins falling. And... hang on, how many... Jeremy Dirksen, how are you doing? All is well. Hope all is well with you. All right. I don't know how many. I'm trying to scroll back, but we've got Mr. Scheib. Outside with Scheib was dropping the coins. However many there were. I think maybe 3, 4. I'm not sure. But raise up your cups. And, yeah, Mr. Scheib, outside with Scheib, thank you very much, my friend. Cheers. I saw Sushi Man Sam was in here on the pre-show. But, I haven't seen him in the chat yet. Okay. Frickin' Jeep, John. How are you doing? Oh, Mr. Van Dusen's got a Seal 650. Nice. And there is the hard-working man, typing out all kinds of names in his chat message. And a mosquito flying by. Derek Stuff. Oh, Patty, I don't have that sticker on here. Derek Stuff had a question here. Let me jump quick. How much firewood do you have stacked? I have no idea. Probably, I don't know. I got the shed half full, stacked 4 rows. I've got 3 rows all the way down that one hillside. I've got 1, 2, 3 sections of 2 stacks each. Then I got that stack. A lot. I got a lot. A whole bunch. I gotta catch back up. When is the pool opening? Scheib. Funny enough, you should ask, because I just got a message back from the people today. And so I'm scheduling. I'm going to figure out. I still have to clean out a little bit of it, but probably within the next week or 2. I don't have that sticker out here. The sticker was well, it wasn't anything. It wasn't what I was making it out to be. Some people might have already even seen it anyway. But yeah, it was it was the sticker that's on the side of the machine that's over there. Oh, and speaking of Sushi Man Sam, there he is, throwing out. You should be able to produce some good pool heat with that new machine. Yeah, it's actually got a box wedge made for boiler wood. That's going to be interesting to check out. Oh, and also WD-30 threw another coin into the cup. Cheers to all and happy Friday to all. Tip them back. Sushi Man Sam, WD-30, thank you very much. Boom, cheers. Oh, hey, there's Mystery Gardener. Yes, the answer, that's right. How much wood do I have stacked? Not enough. Not enough, but I have quite a bit. Mr. Gardener, good to see you. How you doing? Hopefully everything is well over there. All right, now, what is... There's a coin that came flying out. Oh boy. Who was that? Shibe. Heat Exchanger Fund. We'll see. I don't know about that. If we're going to be heating the pool this year or not. But thanks, Shibe. Once again, cheers.
We'll heat it as soon as he comes over and hooks it up.
We have to figure out how to hook all that up. So maybe, yeah, maybe if, maybe we'll have to do that. We'll see. I don't know. Oh, here. Check this out. Hang on.
Be careful. Is that what you're watching?
Yeah. Somebody is having fun with the conveyor. Probably shouldn't have showed that child endangerment, but he goes up there with his little glider and launches it. All right. Hey, what is your drink of choice? We have a little bit of this with a little bit of this. And by a little bit, there is only a little bit left. That is... Here, hang on. We're going again. Hopefully he doesn't fall off there. Uh-oh. Hang on. Now I gotta get it back on the fire. Yeah, we need to stoke that fire. Hang on. What is going on? I'm missing. Who was that? Mr. Outside. Todd's outside again. No claw tonight. What is... All right, there I am. What's the drink of choice? I answered that. And then we have WD-30. Cheers for ready to be live. And sitting in the queue. Oh. And Shive, if you're scared to do something, just do it. Oh, and hang on. This is going to be a... hey, was that Richie's Outdoors? Richie's Outdoors, how are you doing? All right, so we've got... And York Firewood, Shive, and WD-30. I'm going to get to you in a second here. Cheers. Thank you very much, everyone. Raise up those cups. Mine's almost empty. There is One Eye Customs. Of course. Of course. I can do the captain's pose. Jared, how many chainsaws do you own? Well, 3. The 180, 291, and the 500i. And then I have a little hand battery powered saw, but I don't know if I really consider that a chainsaw. Robert, this is a question that I will be addressing coming up hopefully in the next week or two. But I actually have a box wedge that's made for like bigger splits. It's what's called a 5-way box wedge compared to the 7-way standard box wedge. So the 5-way box wedge is made for like bigger split, almost boiler wood. So I'm going to be trying that out to see how big those pieces are. But the thing with the Wolf Ridge is that will be nice to where if I have like the one box wedge on and I get something that's big and snarly, I can just set that aside and take it over to the Wolf Ridge, break it down there. So we'll see. But yeah, I do have what's called a 5-way box wedge for the 37D. And like I said, that's got a little wider wedge. So it'll probably make chunks about that big. And I'll be using that hopefully fairly quick here because I want to fill up the rest of my shed with a bunch of the oak that I have split back there. Jeff from East Tennessee just came in from planting 4 rows of sweet corn. Oh, yeah, now is the time to get the seeds in the ground. Transplant to garden. Lots of work. Oh, you start in trays. Whew, that does sound like a lot of work. Well, cheers for coming in. Corn is in the ground. And now you can kick back and enjoy a little Friday Night Live.
Now, what end are we using? Because you've used
Okay. This end that's full of ashes goes in the fire, and this end is smooth in your hand.
Well, yes, but this one was for the fire.
Yeah, because somebody put it in there without me wanting it to be in there.
You did.
No. Put outside with Mom and the boys. Put the conveyor over the pool and jump in.
I thought about that.
Amanda just said she thought maybe once we get water in. Hey, if Shibe comes over and installs the heater for the pool, we will put the conveyor over the pool and he can cannonball off of it. There you go. That will be the time that we use the conveyor for a launch pad into the pool. Will be Shibe. All right, I'm way behind. Oh, Spicer Designs with another question. The diesel is, I don't know. I don't know if it's quieter because it runs. You run that thing like wide open. So, but that's one of the things that I'm like thinking about when I'm going to be setting things up coming up in the wood yard is like, do I want to try to get that furthest, like back in the corner where the wolf ridge is now, so that way it's not as loud for my neighbors? We'll see. All right. All right. I am missing out on. We have around the yard. Threw in another coin, a couple of coins, 3 coins. How many coins? I'm way behind. Around the yard. Thank you very much. Cheers. This is gonna be it, and then I gotta refill. Bottom of the hour. All right. If I'm missing your questions, I will be back to the questions, hopefully, in a second. As soon as I refill. I'm just seeing a quick question fly by. How much property? This lot is 2.17 acres. But that's a big 2 acres. And the 0.17 makes it huge. And it's kind of a weird shaped lot too. It's kind of like a Z shape. It's not like one big rectangle. But yeah, a little over 2 acres. So not too much, but it's nice because back where the wood yard is, there's only the one side that butts up to a neighbor's backyard. Frickin' Jeep! If you put the conveyor over the pool and use it as a launching board, you might beat me on most OSHA violations in a single video. Hey. Well, you know, like I said, we would have to. We'll save that for Shibe. Yes. Well, neighbor Doug, here's the thing. I don't have a drone. But so here's a couple things to consider. Like, obviously, if I park the 37D in a location and I'm running wood into a pile, I need to be able to, if I need to be able to take it out to like go somewhere with it, maybe do some remote splitting. So I need to be able to get in and then have room to like pull it and turn it around and get out. So that's one consideration. The other thing is, like I said, which end I'm splitting, where I want to make like my pile. So, and that's another whole like thing that's going to be strange for a lot of people to see. Hey, hello in Australia. Hello down under. Cheers. Because here's the thing, like, my situation is different from, like, everything I run into a pile, I am going to actually, my plan is to kind of separate out by hand when I go to like stack it. So like some of the splits might be, because even with the box wedge, you get some bigger center splits that if I were to use those for bundles would maybe need to be resplit. But then you also, on the outer wings of the wedge, you get smaller splits. So it's almost like from that pile I can separate out bundle wood and then maybe bigger chunks for the boiler, or maybe then another pile for like resplits. And then kindling, I get a lot of shavings because with the conveyor attached, everything that comes off the box wedge like goes up the conveyor. So it ends up in the pile. So that's what I'm kind of thinking, is that I'm going to find a spot where I can run into a pile. From the pile, I can separate and take it to where it needs to go. And I know that's going to be handling the wood an extra time or two. But I like to think of it as sometimes you just have to handle the wood as many times as you need to. Like, I'm not all about worrying about, losing potential profits because I touched the wood one more time. I'd rather touch the wood one more time and get, instead of having to pull off a stack for making bundles, a great big 5x5 chunk. Is anyone fishing? Oh my. I just saw that comment roll by. Patty, are you stirring stuff up? So there's just going to be a lot of things that I'm going to be experimenting with, doing possibly different than what most people would do. But that's the fun. Yes. Yes. So that's some of the stuff you'll see coming up. And I do have, I think, arriving here in the next, what is it, week or two? What I'm going to be doing for the shelter over top of the 37D. So yeah, there's just a lot of things to figure out. But the one thing I need to do before I start figuring all that out is I got to do some cleanup, and part of that cleanup involves using the conveyor. So there you go. Tomorrow, that's the plan, hopefully. We're going to be using the conveyor. Not so much the splitter. So everybody who's been waiting to see the 37D in action, you might have to wait a little bit longer. Daniel Atkins, how are you doing? What's in the fire pit here is it's a very, very interesting mix. We've got, believe it or not, there's a little hackberry. There's some oak. There's some pine, maple, and ash. So there's everything in the fire pit tonight. In the hackberry, I'm just burning up because I, again, had a little pile of it that's now, I just need to clean up an area, or I want to get an area cleaned up. And there was a bunch of long cut pieces, too long for the stand, and they were also a little moldy. Because I had them stacked in the shade underneath a pine tree, and they got wet, and they molded. So instead of selling it, it's going in the fire pit for Friday Night Live. William Klein, I tried scheduling a pole barn for the summer, booked through next year. Yeah, same here. It's crazy. Crazy how far out stuff is. Chris Foltz, good evening. And there's Bob Dog. Bob Dog. The dog. The dog. Bob Dog. Yeah, what is everyone? KNL Firewood, good evening. How are you doing? Jimbo 505 is here. What do we got in here? Oh, we do have quite a crew watching. What is this? That's nothing. You guys with firewood stands change your price if you bundle pine, or do you keep the same? I keep mine the same. I mix a little pine in with like each bundle, like a stick or two. Like I'll take the Ultratech trailer from Bob at Metz Machines, and I'll like go around and I'll grab a couple, armfuls off of one stack that I know is pine, and then I grab some. Well, the last time I filled up the stand 2 days ago, I grabbed a little ash, I grabbed some of this hackberry, I grabbed some maple, and a little oak, and then some pine, and I just mix it all together. So I find that to be the best. Instead of just selling like a straight stack or a straight bundle of everything the same, I mix it all together. Sushi Man Sam, yes, of course. There was a little pregame. I saw you were in here on the pregame, or early, the 5-minute countdown, but you said, "Good evening, Wolfhounds." So maybe you were doing a little pre-gaming as well. Yeah, the only reason I'm mixing oak right now in is because I have a little stack of it that I want to get rid of. Otherwise, I would save all of my oak for the fall and winter. But right now, I just have a spot I want to get cleared out, and there's a little oak there, so tossing it in. Colleen's Farm Adventures. Gotta go. Enjoy the weekend. There is the small woodlot. Should I bust a video out having fun with my dog going to the chop shop? Why not? Throw it up there. Hey, there's Dick, old guy Firewood. I'm not sure I don't know when you got in here. I just saw you fly by in the chat. And there, from over in Michigan, Matt Rofer, good evening. Congrats, Woodhounds. We are hosting a children's business fair tomorrow morning. 115 kid-run businesses. Holy moly's. That sounds pretty cool. Well, congrats on that, and cheers. Thank you very much. How many of those 115 will be roadside stand firewood businesses? I wonder. Report back in next week. I did have, I'm not sure if 603 Gears is in here tonight. He submitted some questions for me, but I forgot to bring them in here. Hey, K&L was wondering the same thing. Any firewood businesses? That would be... I'll bring up... Oh boy. And there he is. Sushi Man Sam. Let him fly. Cheers. Thank you very much. Ooh. Here's to the pregame. And now the overtime. I want Trav Billy. Yeah, that's I actually started out thinking I was going to sell only in the winter for heating. And then I sold a little bit in November and through. I didn't sell any in December or January, and then in the springtime I still had wood out there, and people just started coming, and it just, yeah. Uh-oh, the neighbor's dogs are out. If you could hear, which is surprising, last week the frogs and the toads were chirping and none of them are doing anything tonight, but the neighbor's dogs are out howling. The wood's been showing Boonesville 3 months to the day. Oh my gosh, it is. It is. August. Wait. June. July. 3 months. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be doing something pretty crazy at the Boonville show. I'll be making that announcement coming up here shortly. Well, maybe in a month or two. Did you already book your room for the Paul Bunyan show? Yes, I did. Boonville and Bunyan are booked. Oh my goodness. I saw a question back here. Hang on. The Firewood Doctor. The Firewood Doctor. Hope you do a great job on showing how to use 37D or 34D, 37D in a small wood yard. I'm considering such a setup in the future, but need more sales for something like that. Yeah, so it's that's the whole thing is, you know, it's all how you look at the perspective. Like a lot of people will see that machine and the wood that I sell and they say that's too much of a machine for what you need. But when then you look at it from this perspective of, all right, what about take firewood out of it and then like create content? Like, does it matter how much wood you produce? Then, you know, that becomes a non-factor. So, what would you, if you're having to produce so much wood each day, are you going to have time to create the content? Like, it's just a matter of how you look at things. But yeah, if you were just getting one strictly for your firewood operation, you'd probably want to have a decent operation going on. Have you ever been to the Lumberjack show in Hayward? I have not, which is funny because it's only a few hours up the road. James, there you go. My 37D is my fishing boat. If I only run a cord through it in a year and I have fun, then it's worth it. Amen to that. Cheers. There again, perspective. All about the perspective. John Edwards, for content creation, it totally makes sense. You doing that machine. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just what, I'm not going to be too concerned with how much wood gets split, and I can already tell you right now, there's going to be days when if I'm making a video, every time I put a piece of wood through, I might end up stopping, lifting up the wedge, clearing out all the pieces, putting it back down so that I can get a shot of each time wood comes through the wedge. Because if you just set up a camera, like, the wood's going to eventually knock the camera over. So right there, like, I'm going to be tripling the time it takes to split the wood, but I'm going to be getting camera angles and footage that will make a pretty cool video. So there, I just gave away a little secret. Sometimes people, like, when I used to use the 6-way, people would always say, just let the next round push those pieces out, because I'd always take them out by hand. But I was taking them out by hand because there was a camera at the end of the splitter that if I pushed the next piece through, those pieces would knock the camera over. So yeah, I'm going to probably be taking wood out of the wedge just so that I can see that angle of the wood getting pushed through. Victor in Pennsylvania, how are you doing? Hey, and there he is, Mr. Andrew Easton. How you doing? Just got back from watching Super Mario Brothers with the kids. Nice. And I'm way behind again. Kevin, I did think about that. But the only thing with stacking when you're splitting, I think that would be, like, you're not able to see the next piece coming off the conveyor. So I think it would be a little sketchy if you were reaching in, bending over to pick a piece off the pile, and then a piece came off the conveyor. Like, that would be, I think, a little too much in the danger zone. So I think you'd be better off running it, making a pile, stopping, and then... But yeah, I have thought about splitting into the shed. But there again, do I want all of the smaller splits in the shed, or do I pull out the bigger splits from the pile and bring them to the shed? That is the question. Hey, this is great news to hear, Andrew. That is, yes, we all send our well wishes to the speedy recovery. Cheers. Yeah, she would definitely have to wear a hard hat. That would be, K&L starting the controversy. Just don't stack. Let it pile up. Yeah, it's, now that I have those trees down and there's a big open spot that's right out in the sun all day, I have thought about it. I have definitely thought about it. William Klein, how you doing? You're better off splitting into a trailer. Perhaps you are correct. However, I don't have a trailer. So, that could be a problem. But there again, if I split into a trailer and I take a trailer to where I want to stack all of my wood for the roadside stand, and then I got to pull out the big splits and put them in a different pile for my personal use, I don't know. I think it's one of those situations where the old 6 one way, half a dozen the other. So, you know, if you had, let's say you had a big pile, you run a big pile 1 week, and then the next week you go over, you pull out the smaller splits, throw them in the Ultratech trailer, take it to the stack it, come back. When you were pulling out the smaller splits, anything that was big, you could set those aside. You could come back, get that pile, take that to the stack. So we'll see. Or you could take the bigger splits, set those aside for resplitting. The possibilities are endless. But each of those times is going to involve touching the wood one more time. Hey, Johnny Mag's Barbecue. Happy Friday. Larry, you are correct. Stack wood does look much better near the house. The thing, yeah, that's... If the conveyor was low enough where you could see the wood coming down it, then you could maybe stack off of it. But I don't know. I just think it's too much of a risk to be, you know, reaching up, look and trying to take the pieces off. Yeah, I was wondering, that fire was getting to be a little low. Ooh, look at it go now. I know, but it just took right off. Instant flame. Right there, that's some prime time premium seasoned firewood. You see what happens? See what happens right there? That. Oh, it's a beautiful sight. Hey, what was it? Mount Tammany Ridge. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I have been absent for quite a while. Just stopping in before I hit the hay. So Dan and all be woodhounds, have a great weekend. Well, same to you. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy getting some rest tonight. Hitting the hay. Although if you're on the East Coast, you're in that Eastern time zone. It is getting kind of late. Kind of late out there. Yeah, there we got more logs on the fire. That's raging now. Woohoo! So we'll see. Tomorrow, that's part of the plan, is to see how far into the woodshed I can get that conveyor. Oh, well, there we go. Hardworking man got hit with a log off a conveyor at the Hoosier Firewood Hysteria, and it didn't feel too good. Yeah, I don't think that is, like I said, especially if the conveyor is up to where you can't see when the next piece is coming off, and you reach in the pile, whew, That would not be good. Is the 37D a double pump machine? I have no idea. That is a question not for me. I don't like. I don't think so. I don't know. I know somebody asked earlier if that was diesel, and yes, it is diesel. Oh my goodness! Oh crap! WD-30. What is this? I'm gonna pass out. Oh, and get up early and get to the farmer's market and get back in time for a good party tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful evening, y'all. Blessings. Will, my friend, thank you very much. Cheers. Are you are you gonna pass out from raising up your cup? Or are you just tired? Did you have a long day? Oh, a 2-stage. There we go. See, oh, Mountaintop Outdoors knows the answer to these questions. I don't know. 2-stage piston pump around the yard. This is the beauty of the chat, is that 9 times out of 10, I do not know the answer, but somebody in here does. And Mountaintop Outdoors, Jeffrey, he is the man of knowledge when it comes to the Easton-made machines. So around the yard, did you get that? Oh, what was that? We got all. Oh, Eddie. Yeah, no kidding. Northern Michigan, it is, yeah, it's a little chilly here in Wisconsin as well. It is, I'm glad the boiler is still going because it's cooling off. Or it has cooled off. But I think it's supposed to warm back up tomorrow. We'll see. We're getting to the end of May, and usually the end of May is when I shut down the boiler. But maybe, I think last year I ran it through the first week of June. So we'll see. Oh, WD-30 had a 65-hour work week. Whew. Yeah, you better get some rest. You better get some sleep, especially if you got, sounds like a big party tomorrow. Yeah, who else is anybody else in here still burning? If you have a boiler, anybody have their boilers running? Sushi Man Sam, are you still in here? Did you start yours, or do you have yours going to heat the pool? Yeah, it's nice having that thing. And I only have to fill it once a day. So usually around, for the last like 4 or 5 days, it's been around like 5, 6 o'clock. I just load it up and it's good. Oh, there he is. Sushi Man Sam is heating the pool. Heating the pool already.
Jealous.
We don't even have water in there. If we could heat it, we wouldn't even have the water yet. Like you would be swimming tonight.
It was heated.
If it was heated. All right. There you go. We're going to hold you. If we ever get this pool heated by the middle of May, you're going to be swimming.
Yeah.
Well, you better get ready to make a lot of firewood.
We got that new machine.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to be making piles all over the place. So yeah. Oh, K&L Firewood shut her down April 1st every year. Oh. Yeah, usually the end of May. Around here. And it's just for, because even if we're not pulling heat, if we're not heating the house that much, we still heat the hot water, which is nice. Oh, yes. The ticks. How many ticks did you pull off, Mando?
15 one day.
Amanda
20 minutes of getting home.
Amanda went for a hike the other day, and she got back, and within, what'd you say? 20 minutes of being home, she pulled 15 ticks off of the dog, off of Mando. 15. So they are out. The ticks are everywhere. Well, okay. I'm heating the water to make it hot water. I'm not heating the hot water. I'm heating water to make it. Actually, it preheats the water before it enters the water heater. So it's hot going in. I always that's always a fun one. I heat my hot water. But there's no need to heat hot water. Oh my goodness, we are in overtime. And there is Ontario Firewood Resource. Anthony, how you doing? Just finished making smoky, hickory, cheesy burgers with chipotle mayo. That sounds mighty tasty. Oh yeah, we give we give the dogs that medicine too. The whatever it is. Not the front line. It's like, what is it called? Is it got a name? The tick medication? Some pill they swallow. They take a pill and then the ticks die.
I think it's called Safeguard or something.
Safeguard, maybe. I wish they made something for humans.
Well, yeah, but you don't want that in your body. I don't even think it's safe for the dog.
Because I do not like the ticks. I had one the other day and I was in the wood yard. There's no brush, there's no trees, there's nothing around. Just all the sun crawling up my arm. There it was. Next guard. That might be it.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah. Ah. It would be nice though. Just something that, even if it was just something you could like put on your clothes. I don't know. Although it's not so bad anymore because I'm not out like in the brush, in the woods and stuff. Hey, there's Lily's Farm and Firewood Stand. I am so late. Hey, no, actually, you are early to overtime. So welcome. Cheers. Thank you very much. You're not late. You're right here early, or just getting into overtime. Yeah, the ticks, mosquitoes, deer flies, the black flies. When did the black flies come out? Isn't that?
It's like
early June.
Yeah.
Jared, I do not split firewood full time. No. Bill Irwin. Wild Bill. Have a good weekend. Good seeing you. Yeah, there's something you can spray on your clothes and it lasts for like a week.
It's permethrin.
Yes.
You can wash your clothes up to a few times and it will stay on.
I need you got some of that, right? Yeah, I should spray my stuff down. Although, like I said, it's not too bad. Like if you're out in the woods, in the brush, but now that I'm back there with everything's open, it's not, hopefully it's not, I don't end up getting more ticks. All right, so what do we got here? 9:06. A few more minutes and we'll call it a night. The first night here. Well, now I can't even see anything over there, so. But like I said, it's going to be tomorrow. I've got something that I need to get done. I'm going to be able to use the 37D, but not in its full capacity. So I won't be splitting. Although, you know what? I could split some of that stuff. Oh. I just thought of something. Because I've got these big chunks that I split big last year that I could split down. Promethean. That is the stuff for spraying and keeping the ticks off. Amanda's she sprays like all of her camping, the tent and all of her stuff with that. I don't think there's a block heater. I think there's really good glow plugs. I don't have a block heater in my Coyote, and I've never had it not start in the winter. So hopefully it'll be all right. Hopefully that's not an issue. Now that I've said that, this coming winter it'll be 40 below zero. But then again, like, you know, I always say that, like, if it's that cold, am I really going to be out there splitting firewood? Probably not. So is it a factor? I am not sure. Larry, have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Seems like most splitters are either box store or commercial sized. Nothing for the Pro-Am Woodhound. Yeah, you know, that is kind of the... That is a good point. Although, I don't know, I think some of the entry level Wolf Ridge Easton Maids, I think some of those, like the what is it, the 916? I think some of those would be like the next step up from the big box store. Saw Surgeon, how are you doing? Y'all know how late it is? Yes, we are doing a few more minutes of overtime. Remember, the fuel is mixed in the winter. What? Yeah, I haven't had any. Like I said, the Coyote, when I needed to push snow around or start it up and use it during the winter, I don't have a block heater. So I've never had an issue with it not starting.
How long are you staying out here?
Oh, look at that. A big cookie. We just put a cookie on the fire. throw a few more on. Get that thing going, because when overtime is done, I need to get out there and warm up. Warm up by the fire. Yeah, I get my diesel fuel from the gas station right up the road. Like, I don't get the off-road blend or whatever. And I think in the colder months they like mix that stuff differently.
Spider?
I don't know. That's what I've always. The winter blend is
Now we gotta find
at the pumps. I always get the premium. Hopefully that's the right stuff. It should be. The what?
It's too dark.
So anyway, I think that might be wrapping up. Oh man, that now we got that cookie burning. Yeah, the premium where I go at Quick Trip, which is like a mile away, they've got premium diesel and regular.
I'm watching.
And I don't know. Everybody was always that was the one thing people were asking me when I got the Coyote, like, why don't I go get the red dye or the off-road? But I don't have anywhere around here to get it. I'm not near. I mean, I probably could find it if I drove 20 miles out of town, but why drive 20 miles out of town when it's a mile away? Look at that cookie taking off. That thing is. I gotta move. Wait. I'm gonna zoom in on that, I think. A big pine cookie. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to call it a night. We're going to bring Friday, May 19th. What episode was this? 184? Episode 184, Friday Night Live. We're going to bring it to a close here. So, and I don't have... This is another project for the weekend to get the bar opened up. Stocked out here. But anyway, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out on this Friday night. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully the weather will be nice where you're at. If you're out in Maine, enjoy tomorrow's Northeastern Lager Expo, or whatever it's called. Stop by the Fox Forestry booth. Say hi to Bob Nelson and Joe, Ohio Woodburners out there. And yeah, with that, like I said, thanks to all the super chatters, the moderators, and all of you for tuning in. So have a good weekend. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool. Good night, everyone. Cheers.
Yeah.